we had a tremendous success, I think, with the roundtable at Command Fest DC, where over the course of the first 2 days, people that I would play with or people that I would meet that seemed to have interesting takes or just voices that we wanted to hear, I invited them to do a roundtable. I was the only RC person there, but Olivia and Stibbs from the CAG were there. So the three of us just sat with maybe 10 people at the table, and then whoever wanted could come watch.
Right.
And I think we broadcast it too at the same time. I think Star City set up a quick web shot of it. But then it becomes a back and forth conversation. It doesn't become sort of mono-directional. And I think especially for moving into the future, getting the conversation flowing both directions, not necessarily as sort of authority and subject, but peers in the bigger picture. Sure, I mean, we might have a kind of responsibility, but in the end, we're also all just Commander players.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're fun people too. Like, and another experiment. I'll just toss one more out there, and then we can move on. But one more other idea is, like, I always enjoyed watching people who I knew could handle being a little bit on edge, like in a lightning round environment where you have to, in 5 words or fewer, answer this question, and just, and rotate it through the members of the RC or the CAG or whoever happens to be on the panel. But just to do things that are a little bit unexpected and have that moderators kind of try to catch you off guard, like questions like, okay, name one hybrid card that makes you regret that you can't have hybrid mana, in an off-color deck. Like, and have you go, I don't know, Shadow of a Doubt, or like whatever comes to your mind, and try to get that subconscious part of you, like, because you are already expecting, and people are starting to learn that you were expecting some of these questions. So how can we get you to kind of be a little surprised and to surprise us again? That's what I'd be looking for.
Would it be interesting to you if we would start a panel? So, like, say Scott and I are doing a panel.
Sure.
And
I'm already there. Because Scott's just automatic.
Right. Well.
Hey, Scott.
He's certainly the best looking of the CAG members. I mean, of the RC members, right?
Oh, by loads.
Yeah, right. So, it's a 2-person RC panel, and at the beginning of the panel, it's basically a Q&A. Only we grab somebody from the audience, put them on stage with us, and for the purposes of that, panel, they get to be a member of the RC as well.
Sure. Yes, I think that's fantastic. And like any great idea, it comes with risks. All right. Like, but
you think?
But go. Yeah, I know. But go for it. I mean, and you could pick your, like, if you're doing it online. I don't want to say, like, an application process is a little overwrought.
You
can say, but to enter this opportunity, we're going to have a randomly chosen member of the community to enter. Send Scott or Sheldon, DM them, whatever, your name and your address, and in 50 words or fewer, why you think you'd make a great panelist. And then that you've at least got some basic quality filter. It's still not perfect because it's all still online stuff.
Well, I'd hate to grab somebody out of the audience who's like an extreme introvert.
Right. You don't want to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable.
You want people who want to be up there, so to speak, with you. And let them do that. And the other thing to do is just, you can also manage it by just saying, hey, for the next 5 questions, you're up here with us. And then we'll pick somebody else for another 5 questions. And that keeps people engaged. And that way, if you get somebody who's like, whatever Sheldon says is good, or just somebody who just keeps yelling at you, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right.
You can be like, all right, well, I guess that's the 5th question. Let's move on. And then you go on to the next one. I think it's very good. It wouldn't, with very, very minor tweaks, I think you could have a real thing there. I like that.
Well, you got to make sure. I mean, the old show business axioms apply, right? Never work with children or animals.
Right.
Although, an adorable puppy would be a great panel member.
A panel puppy. Oh my goodness. That's just, that's great.